Alright, just want to talk about this guy right here. No, that is not the real ZT0777. I can't actually find one, and I wouldn't be buying the Damascus one for the incredible price tag. But if I was to get one, it would be the, was it 390N? It's not going to happen, so I went ahead and I bought a shameless Chinese clone, which is there to, meet supply and demand. Kershaw made 1,000 and said, well, that's it, guys. It's crazy because there's a huge demand for this knife here, and even the matrix is gone, so I guess I'm not sure why, but I want to let's go through this. It's I know it's a shameless clone, but that's what I have, and you know what, they go for $100, and I EDC this, and I just don't care, right? Like, $100 is not bad to EDC. I bent that pocket clip so that it goes in and out of my pocket a little bit easier. That's another thing that I like about owning a cheap clone. I ratcheted up these screws a little bit. This one's actually stuck in there, so the hardware on this is a little finicky. It's actually nice though, to be honest. I just screwed it up and one of them is fused in there now. I could still work on it, it's just a little tricky. But no, I've taken it apart 3 or 4 times. I'll explain to you why and what happened. But it's a really cool example of a 777. I saw another guy on YouTube had it, and I'm like, well, I can't get my hands on a real one, and if I did have a real one, I wouldn't want to use it anyways. So this one, I can afford to just do whatever I want with it, really, and it is really cool and nice. I think this is about 4.8 ounces, so it's a little bit heavier. Carbon fiber on it is awesome. It's amazing. It's actually 2 slabs of carbon fiber sandwiching what seems to be, I think, G10. You won't be able to see it here, but the carbon fiber is real. It's just sandwiching G10. It's not peel ply. It's actually like pretty thick amount of carbon fiber. I'll just show you that it deploys pretty good. It does have bearings in there, so deployment's not a problem on this. And you see the lockup, it's a little bit later than you'd expect. And this little bar here, cutout piece, that is not functional, that is decorative. Okay, and this is not gonna, overall this is not gonna be as nice as a real ZT, right? This is just, hey, here's a pocket knife. It's actually the nicest made in China knife I've owned. I don't actually own any copies of anything. This is the first copy of a knife that I've bought, and I think that people can understand why. Like, it's just not out there. It's not available. I live in Canada, and a lot of guys who are selling these don't ship, right? So one of them shows up on the forums or whatever, and they won't ship to Canada, so someone else gets to snatch it up, and I will never get, this or the Matrix. I have a better chance of getting the Matrix than this. That's acid etching there that you see. It's not Damascus. It's a little tacky, a little cheesy, but at a glance it's pretty cool. From what I can tell you guys, there is a bearing system that works really well. As you could see, it does deploy quite nicely. Well, that one that one wasn't good. The thing with this knife is if you have your finger here, it will stunt deployment. I don't know if that's how it is in the real one, But if you keep your finger off of that, deployment's actually pretty decent. What else can... Yeah, as far as I can tell, this... Sorry, where's the focusing? Pocket clip is titanium, because I did bend that. It doesn't bend like aluminum, and it's definitely not steel. This piece right here, at the tip of the lock bar, is steel, so that's pretty cool. And the hardware, this pivot pin is quite large inside as well, so that's nice. But you're gonna need some thread locker. It's not like high quality hardware, it's functional hardware, so you're gonna need some kind of thread locker. Jimping's good and it feels great in hand. If anything, I'd say this acid etching is quite grippy, so it makes for better deployment. Has a little bit of functionality to it. Other than that, I'm really happy that I got this for excuse me, the $100 or whatever, because it kind of gives me the experience of what it would be like to owning one. Of course, if they ever re-release this for the $300-400 whatever ZT wants, I'd buy it. So long as someone or some site's willing to sell to me. But I don't understand why companies make these limited runs when they know that they can sell this thing, and instead they come up with the 770 make it assisted, that piece of shit assisted crap that breaks on you. I do not want that. I think that manual with a flipper is far superior. The reason I took it apart was because when I got this knife, right now the lock is nice and tight. There's lots of tension there, and it holds the blade in good. So detent is really good on this right now. When I got it, it was horrible. Like, you just go like that, and the blade would slide out. I don't know what that was about. I think the seller, I don't know if he jacked with it. I told him, find me one with early lockup, and that's not early lockup. But when I got it, it was like here, but the blade just slid right out. So I don't know if he was jacking with it to try to fake the early lockup. Whatever, right? Like, whatever. It actually works, and it's really great at this point. Pocket clip is fantastic once you give it a little bit of room to breathe there, and the lockup feels sturdy and strong, and the knife is quite big. I should compare it to the specs, but you could see here. Let's match it up on keys on a keyboard. Give you an idea. So a little bit over 5 keys. Saw some other videos of these fakes, but no one really went into like detail about the construction and the feel. It feels good, and it's in my opinion it's worth $100. I'm not gonna buy another one, simply because you never really know what you get when you're looking at Chinese knives, right? It's like, this one might be good, the next one might be crappy, but one of them is okay. Getting one of these is okay because it's for that, to fulfill that experience. And I just have a code 4 beside me here and get a size comparison. So 4.2 ounces, and this is 4.8. 4.2 on the cold steel, 4.8 on this ZT clone. And I plan on using this knife, and I think I think it will be a good conversation piece, to be honest. Like, you whip out a knife like that, dressed up and badass, and you know, it's a conversation piece. You'd be like, well, you know, like, this is the ZT777 fake, and then, you know, who knows? You find other people into knives, or you get your friends into knives. It's pretty cool in its own right, though. You know, this is not something tactical for me. This is like food prep stuff. So, anyways, you guys take care. Let me know what you think, or you know, if anyone else have these fakes. I'd like to know what you think about yours, if you got one. You know, for the price, the other reason I'm not going to buy another one, because for the price you could probably just add a few bucks and get yourself a, you know, a real S30V Spyderco paramilitary, and I think that's what I'm going to do next. I was looking at like all these fakes, and they look like really cool and stuff, but you don't know about the hardware, you don't really know about the steel. The hardware on this one, like I said, it was good, but I did run into some problems. There's nothing you can do about that. If you fuse a screw into, you know, a washer, is what would happen here, because I accidentally took this screw that was supposed to go in here and I put it in here, and now it's forever in there, but it doesn't rattle or anything, and this just became even more of a user, right? So anyways, take care, guys.